Welcome, First Baptist Church family. We are so excited to present to you our announcements for what it will look like as First Baptist Church of Walnut Cove begins to phase back our reopening. As we begin the process of physically being able to gather and meet together, we are so excited to share all that information with you and ask that you stay up to date with us as we make changes, as we implement changes, and as we seek to once again be able to gather physically together in the same spaces for worship. So Pastor Jim, tell us, when are we going to be able to meet?
Well, our deacons have been meeting and working on this for some time, and so we have decided to start back the worship service on Sunday, July the 5th. And on that day at 11 o'clock, we'll have a morning worship service, and we'll meet in our sanctuary. We're going to have some limitations on it based on the community health concerns. We'll do that. We'll get back to normal as soon as possible, but we're going to start July the 5th, and we'll be ready to go. We look forward to seeing everybody. We're looking forward to that time.
So July 5th is when we will be able to gather together in our sanctuary. We'll still be posting our services online, and we will still be having our Wednesdays online and our daily devotional, so we will still have our same presence there. But we are so excited to be able to gather again in our sanctuary for worshiping physically together. It will be such a great time. And Ronald, if you wouldn't mind speaking to what it will look like when we get back together.
Well, we asked each person to wear a mask beginning, and we asked people to wait outside, and we'll have ushers or the deacons that will escort you to a seat such that we maintain our social distance and we can accommodate as many people as we can.
And if you don't have a mask, we've got some to give you.
We'll have some masks for you.
Yeah, we've placed orders and secured and procured some masks and hand sanitizers, so we are absolutely ready for that. And so as we do start to gather together, as always, we want our worship to be accessible, to be open and welcoming and inviting to anyone, and so we are not placing a formal limit to how many people we can have, but due to social distancing and wanting to be able to maintain healthy space between families, our sanctuary can only hold so many, and so we've prepared overflow worship and things of that nature. But we also want to go on and say that if you are more comfortable worshiping at home right now, if you maybe would rather wait until we have more are able to have more space, or maybe until we are able to bring SunQuest back in, if you would rather wait until maybe you see the government saying those things, then we would encourage you that it is okay to stay home. And we absolutely want y'all to do what you are comfortable with, what you are okay with doing. And so while we are certainly excited to gather again, we absolutely don't want there to be any sense of obligation to come out if you folks are not feeling like that is what is best and wise for you and your family. So we will not have a formal number limit on how many are allowed into the sanctuary, but because of social distancing, we won't be able to have as many people in there as possible. We'll have overflow worship spaces. And we are not going to start back our SunQuest ministries or our gathering for youth ministries yet. Those will have their own sets of announcements. Those will have their own reopening processes and plans that are being determined now. So please stay in tune for those. And AJ, could you speak a little to the decision-making that went in behind this and our heart behind the decision?
And also what worship will look like.
Yeah, worship will probably be a little bit awkward. It will not be as awkward as filming in front of a camera with an empty sanctuary. But it'll probably be a little bit odd for us to sing with masks on. It'll be a little more abbreviated than normal because folks are going to have to file in and file out, so we won't have as much music. The choir will not sing in the choir loft for some time, and unfortunately, that will probably be the last thing to return to normal is the choir singing in the choir loft. But we're gonna have a time of worship in the sanctuary that will also be viewed in the fellowship hall as an overflow space. So for folks that we don't have space in the sanctuary, we'll have space in the fellowship hall for folks to sit and watch, and they'll be able to hear and see everything that goes on in the sanctuary as well. We're excited about that, and Lee and I are trying to figure out how logistically we can even go into the fellowship hall and provide a live hymn while Luke is praying in the sanctuary, and then switch places in real time. We're trying to work through those things too. But yeah, we're excited to begin the process of getting back to normal. I will say this, that back really at the beginning of May and even before, Pastor Jim, Luke, and I began to brainstorm through logistically how we could do this. We've had really great information. Brad Cheek has been a wealth of knowledge, and other deacons that have helped keep us abreast of what the rules and policies should be. Unfortunately, the governor's instructions and suggestions in Phase 2 do not include churches and places of worship, so we're kind of having to figure that out as we go. Of course, the general guideline for Phase 2 is gatherings of 10, and so the religious institutions are exempt from that, and so we're trying to figure out how many people that can be. We're going to be able to comfortably accommodate folks in our sanctuary depending on how they show up. If we only have individuals, we won't be able to fill as many. We won't be able to have as many people in our sanctuary. If we only have large family clusters, we'll be able to accommodate more. So we don't have a head count set in stone, but we will have folks distanced appropriately in the sanctuary as we worship together. Yeah. So we're really excited about that. Our deacons have been a wealth of wisdom and knowledge and information in this decision-making process, and we're really pleased to be moving in this right direction.
Absolutely. So we are looking forward already. We are putting plans into motion for July 5th for us to be able to gather again. Keep an eye out for any more announcement videos that are coming in. Thank you all for being patient with us as we have weighed our definite eagerness to worship physically in the same space with caution to making sure we're making the wise decision. Not necessarily everything we can do is necessarily the wisest thing to do. So as we have made this decision in prayer and thinking and trying to pursue what is best for our folks here, for any visitors that might be coming, this is the date that we've decided to balance our eagerness, our wisdom in waiting, and we are so excited and are praying ahead of time for this time that God might be working in our hearts, that God might be putting a work in motion, that when we come together, it would just be such a great time. It would certainly be different, it will certainly be awkward, but it will be so good to see everybody again. And I might not be able to wear sweatpants as I have done for many services so far, but we are certainly willing to make that sacrifice and make that cost. So
yeah, let me just say that, and I think everybody knows, our church is still open. So if you need to contact us, you should contact us, and we'll continue to put out online services for the people who want to stay home. Keep praying for us and the ministries that go on. So we love you. We look forward to getting back with you. It'll be a great time together.
If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to our office. We'd love to be able to offer a point of clarification or be able to provide more information or anything that we might can do to help. Please let us know. So until then, thank y'all so much, church, and we look forward to seeing y'all real soon.